Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of a Doctor Who reaction. This is Haarute Live. My name is Matt, and some stuff happened last episode. I'm gonna talk about it for a quick minute. But last episode was The Girl Who Died, which again I don't like the title because the entire episode I was waiting for her to die, and then she didn't, but she did. So I don't know that like I think it's better for me to not expect anything rather than expect something and then have it flip flop. But I think it would be better for me to not expect anything so I don't know wherever it's gonna go. But whatever. The point is that episode was, for the most part, it was like a fun episode, like training people that don't know what they're doing, like farmers and fishers. And then we came up with a quirky, like stupid, silly plan using eels. And then it got real serious real quick at the very, very end. When the girl, a Shelter, she died. She died using this metal helmet because she used to like conduct electricity, and she projected like an image, and then she died using it. And the doctor knew that was one of the risks, I assume, but he was hoping it wouldn't happen, but it did. And then there's nothing they can do to bring her back. But then the doctor had this like really badass moment when he had this vision, or well, not really a vision, but he remembered back in deep breath. He was like, "Who frowned me this face?" He was like, "Where did this face come from?" Because I'm sure I've seen it before, and I'm just sitting here like, "Yeah, you have," and it did come back because there was a reason. Well, we don't really know if this is a reason because it ended up causing something potentially really bad. But what the doctor said was, I gave myself this face so then I can remember that I am the doctor and I save people. Because it was a callback to the Fires of Pompeii episode where David Tennant came back and saved Lucius and his family, who was portrayed by Peter Capaldi himself. So that came back around, which is really fun. I do appreciate that a lot. But that made it so the doctor got like, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna save this girl. And then he went and like grabbed some like technology from the fallen whatever. I don't know what that race was, but it was like a race of soldier people, like strongest warriors. And he grabbed like this chip, and he was like, "All right, so this is like a self repair unit, and I'm gonna give it to you." And he gave it to a Shielder, right? And he put it into a Shielder's like forehead, and a Shielder just like absorbed it, and then she started to regain consciousness. And the doctor was like, "All right, in a couple of days she'll be fine, but here's a second one." And they were like, the dad was like, "When does she need to take it?" And he was like, "No, no, no. This is not for her. This is for someone that she wants." And at that point, I started thinking like, "Oh shit! Like, he just made her immortal." And then the episode kept going, and Peter Capaldi confirmed that yes, he in fact did make a Shielder immortal. So now a Shielder is immortal, and she also had like a second dosage that she can give to whoever she wants to also make that person immortal. So that's not great. But like I don't think she will be immortal because there's limits to that technology, I assume. But she is like very much functionally immortal. Like she can live like, I don't know, like a couple million years, or even a bill, I don't know, but like a shitillion years. Like Jack, maybe. Like Jack, eventually he died. I'm assuming that Jack is the face of Bo. I'm not even gonna touch that subject. I'm just gonna say that he is, and be done with that shit. But like the face of Bo eventually did die. Um, so I'm assuming the Shoulder eventually would. But most importantly, she is a character that is for sure gonna come into play at some point. And this is something that I forgot until I was like editing, and I was just thinking about Doctor Who, and then I was like, they did drop like a very small name or title that we weren't supposed to get, but we're probably gonna get, and that was the Minister of War. So during the fourth episode, I don't, before the flood, yeah. So during Before the Flood, we went back in time to like the 80s, and then I think her name was O'Donnell. O'Donnell was like, hey, so what year is this? And it was like 1980. And she was like, so, okay, so it's pre-Harold Saxon, pre the moon turning into an egg and this bad thing coming out, pre-Minister of War. And the doctor was like, wait, Minister of War? And she was like, yeah, and she was like, yeah, the Minister of War. And doctor was like, okay, never mind. Like, there's things that I'm just gonna learn in time. And we just hand wave that shit. So now I'm just sitting here thinking, like, a Shielder might become the Minister of War. But that is based off of nothing other than the fact that they gave me 2 pieces of information that they just dropped. And then we weren't supposed to think too much about that. But now that a Shielder is into play, it's like, alright, who's going to be the Minister of War? Like, Minister of War is clearly something that's probably, maybe, sure, not entirely sure, coming back. But if it does come back, I would assume it would be a Shielder. Because of Shielder, again, now is immortal, so now she's just part of the plot. She's just part of any plot, because she will always be alive for it. So, yeah. I don't know where we're going with that shit, but like, dude, that Shielder shit blew my fucking mind when I was doing the like review for previous episode, because it's also the fact that I was really stupid and I didn't realize when Capaldi said it, right? Because Capaldi said she's now a hybrid, and she, like, the entire focus of the scene was on the word hybrid, and I was like, yeah, okay, she's two things, hybrid, yeah, sure, but I had forgotten that Davros used the word hybrid specifically. I was just thinking of like, oh yeah, the merging of the like 2 Great Warrior races or whatever, and also like I was thinking that like the Great Warrior merged race, the hybrid, would be like a Time Lord / Dalek. So I was convinced it was not only a Time Lord / Dalek, but I was convinced it was gonna be Missy. I was so convinced. So when a Shielder became immortal and the doctor says she's a hybrid, I was like, yeah, sure, like, alright, I'm not sure where this character is going. And then I kept thinking during the review, and eventually I got it, and I was like, holy shit. So, a Shielder is the hybrid. I don't know what the fuck Missy is gonna do with the Dalek shit. Like, I'm not sure whatever she's gonna try to do, but she's probably gonna try and do something. But, yeah. Like, I guess a Shielder is the hybrid. I do want to say, though, that this show loves to throw you for a loop. So, they might just say a Shielder is the hybrid, and then at the last second go, no, Miss is the hybrid. You know, they can totally do that. They could totally, absolutely do that. So, I don't know. Also, I want to say that there were people that have said, oh yeah, the hybrid, the worst storyline in new Doctor Who history. And I'm like, okay, like, alright, I don't know. Sorry, I have to talk about the hybrid because this is kind of the thing of relevance right now. So I'm sorry if you hate it, but we're just gonna have to get through it. And I don't even know if it's that bad, you know? Like, I'll just watch it and I'll see where it goes. But for now, I'm just going to talk about it, and yeah, let's see where we go from here. Alright, so I think that is it for the recap. I think we're ready for episode 6, alright? Go!
You know what I want. Hand over the amulet.
Hello! Oh, don't hurt us! Chill it, don't mind me, I'm only going to be a minute, don't worry. Oh, very warm.
What are you doing?
Oh, just ignore me, I'm just passing through, like fish in the night.
This is a robbery.
It's not fish in the night,
This is
something
my
else.
robbery.
No, ships in the night, yeah, something like
Step.
that.
Okay, so he's alone this time.
Oh, no. You bungled my heist. No!
you bungled mine, Zorro!
Whey-faced fool.
Yeah, well, why don't you show your face? At least I show my face. What's wrong with yours?
Nothing, Doctor.
Is that her? It is her. Holy shit. Right away.
Yes. It is me. What took you so long, old man?
Right away, let's go. Okay. I was about to say, like, from the end of the last episode, I'm like, alright, so this episode the Doctor has to, like, try to find Est's shoulder and somehow, like, fix this problem. But for a second there, they made me think, alright, this episode is just a standalone episode, doesn't matter. But I guess it does matter. The woman who lived. Alright.
Last time I saw you, you were founding a leper colony. I was so proud of you.
Proud of me? You weren't even there.
Yes, it was. You didn't see me, but I saw you.
And you just left me there.
Oh, you seem fine.
In a leper colony. No matter. You're here now, we should celebrate.
Oh, no. This isn't a visit. I've got a job to do.
Okay, what's it
I'm here
doing?
looking for an alien object, which has no business being here on Earth in 1651. It just so happened, you know, that my tracking device, it led me to the carriage that you were...
Maybe it led you to her.
It was
You mean... you haven't come for me?
No, it was just a coincidence. Oh, it was Shilda. I'm sorry.
Who's a Shilda?
You are a Shilda, daughter of Einar.
That was your name at some point.
Remember?
Yes. I think I remember the village.
You loved that village.
Yeah, well, it's been like, I don't know, 500 years
Everyone
or
in
some
that village
shit.
died for you.
Well, they're all dead now. And here I am. So I
Yep.
guess it all worked out.
Well, what do you call yourself?
Me?
Yes, you. There's nobody else here.
No. I call myself me.
That's
All
it.
the other names I chose died with whoever knew me. Me is who I am now. No one's mother, daughter, wife. My own companion. Singular. Unattached. Alone.
I don't know if I can trust me or Schilder.
My curio scanner. Oh, it scans for cures. I just realized how it got its name. It's been tracking Clearly, you don't need money. So why do you rob?
For the adventure, Doctor.
For the thrill.
I've had 800 years of adventure.
800, alright.
Enough to fill a library if you write it down. You should try my journals. I read them myself now and then. Drink pomace wine. Have a little me time.
You don't seem the nostalgic type.
It's not nostalgia. It's curiosity. I can't remember most of it. That's the trouble with an infinite life and a normal-sized memory.
Kind of been easy. Outliving the people you love.
No, she doesn't remember a
My
lot of them.
journals. Hell.
Yeah. Well.
All these people here, they're like smoke. They blow away in a moment. You don't know what it's like.
I do know what it's like.
Then, however you fly, whatever ship you sail in, take me with you. This thing you're looking for, I'll help you find it. It'll be quicker.
I don't need your help.
Yes, you do. I know where Lucy Fanshawe lives. And I'm an excellent housebreaker. We'll leave in an hour.
The doctor doesn't want to hang out with her because she is too much.
Today is the day I should have died. Instead, I was reborn by my hero, a man called the Doctor. My love is dying. It broke my heart when the questions started, and I knew I had to leave him.
She ripped out pages.
Yes.
Those are tears. So we're just gonna explore this fucked up existence.
Graves.
Alright.
Silence, children.
Clutching
Play.
toys as they sleep. Never to wake up. My children. My screams. I could not save you. Little ones. Such pain. And yet still, I am not brave enough to die.
to let go of this wretched life. I will endure. But no more babies. I cannot. Will not suffer.
Alright.
Such heartbreak. From now on, it's me against the world.
If your promise stands, I'll have it by dawn. My visitor can help me. Don't worry, he doesn't know about you. Only about the artifact. He has no idea what we intend to do with it.
So, 2 questions now. What does the Shielder want this thing for? And what does the Doctor want this thing for?
Sam Swift the Quick. I wouldn't be so bold if I were you. Don't you know who I am?
The Nightmare, which is why I'm not alone. Never knew you were so puny. Nightmare, or should I say, slightmare?
No, not the puns. Line in the sand. No puns.
It's what's in my brain that counts, bingo boy.
Well, no brain outwits a bullet, dandy prat.
This is banter. I'm against banter. I'm on record on the subject of banter.
I love this.
You got your dad as a sidekick.
I'm not his dad, I'm the Doctor.
Is that the best name you could come up with?
What says Sam Swift the Quick?
What do you say, Dad? I should kill him. He'll be dead in a minute. What difference does it make?
Kill him and you make an enemy of me.
Run.
Fucking run, bitch. I like that scene. It was a pointless scene, but...
I understand. But those lives do matter.
Shut up. You're not my dad.
Morning, sir. Forgive me, but might I inquire into who you are?
The Doctor.
Clayton, sir.
Is this your servant?
Would you care for a cocktail, Minnie?
Oh, yes, please.
Alright.
Half blind and deaf, supposed. He was no use anymore, really, but...
You keep him on. See, you do have a heart. You don't fool me. I think I want to stick around. Keep an eye on you for a while.
Get me back on track.
Well, why not? Hey, we're a good team.
And take me with you.
I don't know where this episode is going, and I'm worried.
Fool like me, you have this whole wonderful planet to play on.
It takes a day to get to Kent.
In the future, you'll fly.
I want to fly right now.
I think she's acting this out.
I want more than this.
Because
I
she
deserve
does have a
more
plan.
than this.
With the other thing. With the
Why
lion
not?
people or whatever.
Do you have a cat?
Leandro, meet the Doctor.
Leandro. Okay.
I thought I was helping you.
Alright.
In fact, it was the other way around. Leandro, we have it. My friend here was as useful as I'd hoped.
If somebody needed my help, why did nobody just ask? I am forced to assume that you have plans and I wouldn't approve. Oh, shit.
Stop calling me that.
Tell me why you are here and what you intend to do. Otherwise, get on with trying to kill me. But I advise you, be very quick and very sure.
I am from Delta Leonis. My tribe was overthrown, my world destroyed, my wife killed as we escaped.
Using the amulet, that was your means of travel.
I lost it when I crashed to Earth.
I found him in my grounds. He's been sleeping there while I searched for it. We need it to open a portal. Travel the galaxy. We're looking for a horse to get me out of town. You said no.
Oh, what, do you think you can trust him?
He knows what it is to be alone.
So do I.
Then how could you do what you did?
I'm looking for the headline here.
The what?
Well, you know, you want to escape? Well, go on, escape as much as you like. Why would I not approve?
The amulet.
What about it?
A death is required. It is the only way the amulet works.
Every single death is a tiny fracture in reality, and the amulet can lever the fracture open. Primitive, but effective.
It's just exploiting an abundant resource.
So who dies? So you can run away.
Clayton!
That's why she keeps him around.
You can't. He loves you.
To the end, it would seem.
Would you rather take his place?
Not the Doctor, we agreed!
Oh, Shielder Dosovina. What happened to you?
She does care about the Doctor to some degree.
Who should know what eternity feels like? Who should understand?
I do. Now. But
You still won't take me with you. gad about while I trudge through the centuries. Day by day. Hour by hour. Do you ever think or care what happens after you've flown away? I live in the world you leave behind. Because you abandoned me to it.
Why should I be responsible for you?
You made me immortal.
I saved your life. I didn't know that your heart would rust because I kept it beating. I didn't think that your conscience would need renewing, that the well of human kindness would run dry. You're playing with fire. Open that portal, and you have no idea what horrors might come through.
That's as good a reason as any to do it.
You're not like this, I know you're not.
This is exactly what I'm like. This is what you made of me.
He'll kill you.
He'll have to be fast. And if he does, perhaps it's about time.
All right, calm down. Steady on. Such a good turnout. I'm honoured.
I didn't think that Sam would become a character.
Someone had to show him the ropes. Don't worry, mate, you'll get the hang of it. While you laugh, I live. It was raining on the way over here, but the hangman says to me, "It's all right for you. I've got to walk back through this." What are you paying for, my beauty?
To make it quick. A fitting end for you, Sam Swift.
As God is my highwayman, he steals the most precious gift of all. Life. Magical. Filled with adventures. And at least I can say I lived mine to the full.
I love you, Sam Swift.
Is that the doctor? Doctor! Doctor! I'm a robber!
Have you taken anything for it?
Doctor!
Quick, man! I'm running out of patience!
Have you ever seen a sidekick so old?
I'm no one's sidekick.
He's so old he farts dust!
This is so stupid.
You know what I say? Big nose?
Oh.
Big handkerchief!
Alright, there we go. There we go. Alright. What's gonna happen now? This just opens a portal.
Death. This life force is opening a portal.
To my new life.
Or to hell. You are going nowhere. Doors work both ways. They let
He's
me out,
invading.
and they let the enemy in.
What's that? What's happening? What are those things?
He's invading.
Well, they will be. They're coming through the rift. Actualizing in this plane of reality.
You said you were the last of the Leonians. We were meant to escape.
You shall. In death.
Well then, of course, the Ionian invasion of 1643. I remember it well.
Doctor, what have I done? What have I done to these people?
Well,
Stop it! They are defenseless!
He doesn't care!
But I do! Oh God, I do! I actually do! I care!
It's awful, isn't it? It's infuriating. You think you don't care, and then you fall off the wagon.
Never mind about me! What are we gonna do about them? We have to help them! They need
okay,
you.
good.
They need us!
Fall back.
Death opens up a gateway. We need to close it.
Yeah, I know, but how?
Sam Swift, he's the conduit.
Yes.
The amulet, it's still in him. It's his death that's opening the rift. So
Save
what do
him.
we do?
Reverse.
But the immortal thing!
Cannot reverse.
Oh, you're gonna make Sam Swift immortal! Oh my god! Sam Swift becomes an actual character? Holy shit!
My lady, they will destroy me for this.
Oh my god, why? This is so stupid. Fucking Sam Swift, the dumbass, is immortal now. This fucking asshole. This is bad. We just doubled the problem. We kind of fixed one of the problems, and now we made another one. I'm not sure how they're gonna do it, but I'm not sure where this is going. I'm worried. This is not the person you want to hook with.
Is he immortal now?
Do you want him to be?
I don't think I want anyone to be.
Yes, that's a fair answer.
Probably the power would have been drained by the whole opening and reversing the portal thing. There'd be enough power to bring him back, but not enough power to keep him here, probably.
You don't know that. You don't know
Did you
that.
just make all of that up?
Yeah, he did.
People like us, we go on too long. We forget what matters. The last thing we need is each other. We need the mayflies. See, the mayflies, they know more than we do. They know how beautiful and precious life is because it's fleeting. Look how Sam Swift made every last moment count right to the canvas.
I was thinking about that.
How glad he is to be alive.
I was thinking about that entire scene when he's about to be hanged. It's like, this is humanity.
That's why you can't travel with me.
Because we'd
Perspectives are
both
too
be
vast.
miserable.
You're not the first to know. We did travel with another immortal once. Captain Jack Harkness. He'll get round to you eventually.
I miss Jack so much.
You've had an impact on this world. You've made waves.
Sometimes tidal waves.
I'm flattered.
Oh, you should be. You're an extraordinary woman, Ashilda. But I think I'm gonna have to keep an eye on you.
My friend. I'll be watching out for you.
I think I'm very glad I saved you.
Oh, I think everyone will be.
I love this shit. This season, Capaldo learned that he really, really likes the electric guitar.
Oh no!
Hi, Jenna.
Hi!
Did you miss me?
Be more specific. Who are you?
I've got a present for you.
Why? Am I ill?
No.
Are you ill?
No.
Are you never going to travel with me again because I said a thing?
It's not a good present.
Oh, well, that's a relief. Well, let me see.
But Clara knows what a shoulder looks like. So that's not her. But in the background. In the background. Yep.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
I'm still worried about this shoulder shit.
I've missed you, Clara Oswald.
Oh, don't worry, daft old man. I'm not going anywhere.
For now, but... That's it. That's it. Alright. Woo! Alright. So that was kind of a two-parter. That's fine by me. That was a weird thing because it's like, it's not really a two-parter, but kind of is. Because, like, it didn't feel like it, but at the same time it did. A little bit. Okay, so where let's back it up a little bit. So, in this episode, we saw a shoulder again, but now she's called Me, or Lady Me. That's what people know her as. Because she has become super jaded and super edgy because she's been alive for 800 years. So it's like, you know, she has suffered many losses. Like literally everyone she ever cared about has died. So yes, she has been alive for 800 years, and now she has become super desensitized and super detached from humanity itself, which is what happens when you're 800 years old. Like that's what I would assume happens. So okay, so that was a weird episode. Like I feel like that was a weird episode in how it handled itself. But I did kind of like it. I did like it. It's just a weird one because it's like a third of the episode's goal was like getting the amulet, and then another third of the episode was like, all right, so this is like, all right, the plan that a shoulder has with the Lion Man or whatever, and then it's just like other shit. Like I don't know, but like, okay, I guess you can divide the episode in like two parts, which is weird because this is like a two-parter on itself. But so we met a shoulder again. She's now called Lady Me. She can make a man voice. That was cool. She's also known as the Nightmare because she's a bandit now and she steals shit. And it's not because she wants shit, it's because of the thrill. That's kind of the only thing she cares about now. She stopped caring about people. Her plan was to take the amulet so then she can open a portal. Yes, and she wanted to escape and see the universe or whatever because she's tired of this shit, of human life in the 1600s, you know? So she was in cahoots with this lion man, alien, whatever the fuck his name was. It's just a lion man, lion kin. And he wanted to use the amulet to open a portal, but that portal was not for leaving, was for invading, as we learn at the end. And then we can save it by making the person who the portal opened with, made him immortal, because then he wouldn't die. And as if he wouldn't die, then the portal wouldn't open. So that's what happened. Yes, that was essentially the plot. But the plot of this episode kind of doesn't matter. It's the same as the previous episode, I guess, in that regard. Because the previous episode, the plot didn't matter. Like, the fighting against this, like, warrior race, all that shit didn't matter. That was only the origin story for a Shielder, the hybrid. And now, this is, again, the plot doesn't matter. This is just an episode for a Shielder again, right? And just giving you a little more context, or like understanding into this weird thing that Doctor Who always has going on, which is the Doctor outlives everybody. Because the Doctor's never gonna die. He's the main character. He just doesn't die. He's like 2,000 years old now. So it's like, yes, he has outlived literally everyone. Like, well, his planet is still kind of alive somewhere out there. But as for, like, humans, people that he's always had around, they are all gone, right? And we don't even know if the Doctor... We don't know what the fuck happened to the Doctor's family, because the Doctor did, in fact, have a family. His first companion was his granddaughter, and then we left her behind with a man that she wanted to be with. But that means that the Doctor, at the very least, has had parents, has had a daughter or a son, and a granddaughter. Like, the Doctor, at the very least, has like 4 people that he cares about, that were his family, and we don't even know where the fuck they are. So that's something. But aside from that, of course, it's all the human companions, like every companion. They all have gone and disappeared. Some of them have died. Like, some of them have died, some of them have gone to a parallel universe or whatever. Some of them are stuck in time. Some just left. Some just walked away. But a lot of them just have met a terrible fate. And it's always the Doctor that outlives them. And we have already touched this subject in episodes like... what's the name of this fucking episode? Episode 3 of Series 2 with David Tennant, when we met Sarah Jane again. And Rose was like, is this what happens? Like, are we just... Like, do you just leave us behind when you are bored with us or whatever? And we just become something like her. And then it's like, well, the Doctor doesn't really like goodbyes. He just walks away. Because it's better than to keep going until you die. Basically. Which is like, that's bad. But this episode already, again, touched on this a little bit. Because a Shielder is now immortal. She's apparently not indestructible. She's just immortal. So she could die. Like, okay, so that's weird. Like, a Shielder hates being alive, but she hasn't killed herself yet. And it's like, well, maybe something I missed, but I think she can die. She's just not allowed to age. And she, like, her body, like, repairs itself forever. But but she can die upon being, like, fatally wounded, you know? Like, I don't know, if her head got split in half or something like that, she would die, right? But her body can keep repair. Well, okay, now we're entering into like body horror territory. So I don't know. A shoulder could die at some point, right? She's probably gonna die at some point. We don't know if she can die, like through like a direct like attack to a fatal wound. But she can't die from aging. All right. Okay. So like the doctor a little bit. But I don't even know where I'm going with this. But yes, like if that is the case, I would assume that a Schiller would kill herself at some point in this amount of years. Well, if she didn't care, right? That was the thing, is that if she didn't care, she would have killed herself, I think. But then at the end of the episode, she's like, "Oh fuck, I care. I do care. Fuck me. I do care, because now I cause an alien invasion and everyone is dying." And I'm like, "Why are all these people dying? What the fuck did I do? Oh my god, I'm sorry." And then she's like, "Oh my god, I care. I do care." And the doctor is like, "Yes, she cares." And that's, I feel like that was the point of the episode, because like Ashilder is super detached. That was the worst pronunciation I could have said of that word. She's super detached from humanity. She doesn't care anymore. She thinks that nothing and no one matters because they're all just gonna die anyway. So fuck it, right? And then the doctor knocks some sense into her, which is the realization that what matters is all of these people that are just living their lives and they're doing whatever they want to do and having a great time, because they are appreciating life, because they know that it's fleeting, and even though it's not for us, it's still like something that is like you can respect. It's something that you can appreciate. You know, it's something that does matter. Like that's the thing, is that it's not that because we are immortal this doesn't matter to us. No, it should still matter, right? Of course it like comes and then eventually goes, it fades away, but it does matter, you know. It does matter. That doesn't make it any less like worthwhile or any less meaningful, you know. Or perception of it doesn't make it any less meaningful. And Ashilder came to the realization of like she does care about people. She does care about them. She can appreciate them. She can see them and be like, that's good, you know. And the doctor, I do like that he was like, the reason why you can't travel with me is because we need the mayfly, is what he said. Because Ashilder referred them to mayflies before, but it's like we need the mayflies because they keep us like grounded and make us realize what matters, you know. Two of us can't travel together. That would be hell. That would actually legitimately be hell. Nothing would matter, right? That's and I do like that reasoning, because I was thinking like, why doesn't the doctor take a shoulder with him, right? I was just thinking that, and well, I was seeing it more from like the reason why he didn't take Jack back then. He ran away from Jack. And it's because the doctor saw Jack and he was like, this guy, he's fucked. This guy is something that should have never have happened, and this is an anomaly, and I don't want anything to do with it. And I was just thinking that's probably the reason. But the reason is just because it would just be too depressing, man. It would be bad. It wouldn't be good for you or for me. We need like smaller, quote unquote smaller people, you know? People that have shorter lives, but they can still like appreciate and have a sense of wonder and adventure and just happiness and joy, and we get to feel that through them, and we need them. We don't need more of us. So I do like that, and I do like that at the very end, we get to see this whole thing with Clara, when the doctor is just like looking at Clara, and we do get to see like very clearly. It's like a shot of just Clara's face, and she's like smiling or whatever, and then a shot of just the doctor just looking at her, and it's like, this is not gonna be forever, and he knows it. Like he knows this is not gonna be forever. We have to appreciate it while it's here. What the fuck did I just say? We have to appreciate it while it's here, right? All these people and all these adventures and the stories we're having, but they're not gonna be forever, because Clara is gonna be gone at some point. She might be gone prematurely, or she might keep going until she's like 70 years old and gonna die. We know that's not what's gonna happen, because that's not how it rolls with the show, because the actors need to keep going until they give up. So Clara is gonna give up at some point. But yes, like, we're just gonna keep going until we can't anymore, and then that person is gonna be gone. That person is just gonna be gone, and the doctor knows that. And he, like, it's a very like bittersweet scene because of the implication. Like the implication is bittersweet. The scene doesn't really tell me anything, doesn't say anything, but it is there, and you realize what it's trying to do. You realize what the emotions are, and that's what makes it like really good. Okay, so I really do like that. The doctor just appreciating the mayflies, Clara, and I hope Ashilda has learned that. But even if she, like, that's the thing. Okay, so here's the thing. Ashilda, she okay. So here's the thing with Ashilda. For the entire episode, I didn't trust her, because the reason why I didn't trust her is because it's like, all right, this is no longer just a kid we met in just a small village. Okay? She is an 800-year-old jack of all trades mastermind, basically. She is super powerful, she's super everything. And I'm like, and she's 800 years old. Like, whatever the fuck you can think of, like, she is, basically. So it's like, I don't trust her, and I was right not to trust her, because she had a plan going on. And then at the end of the episode, it seemed like she flip-flopped. And I do genuinely believe that she realized that she cares about people, right? I do genuinely believe that Ashilda has learned her lesson and has learned to appreciate people and accepting human kindness, And I do believe that Ashilda has genuinely realized that. Okay, I do believe that. But the question is that still going to be there, like 400 years into the future? Because at the end of the episode, Clara showed him the selfie she took with this other girl, and the doctor in the background just saw Ashilda. And I called it, by the way. I was like, Ashilda's gonna be in that picture, and then it wasn't the girl, and I was like, she's gonna be in the background. And then the doctor zoomed in, and there was she. And I don't know if Ashilda is going to still be like an ally, I don't know. I don't know where Ashilda sits here. Because it's 400 years into the future. She's now like 1200. We don't know if Ashilda still believes in like caring for people and the human kindness and all that. I don't know if Ashilda still believes in that and still lives her life by that belief. So I just don't know. I just don't know where Ashilda is. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know. She still might be the Minister of War. Like, that could still be a thing. But I really don't know. I really don't know. What I want to say is that, like, what they're doing with this Ashildr character, I keep calling her Ashildr, but she's calling herself Lady Me or whatever, but I'm just gonna keep calling her Ashildr. I think it's a cool name. Cool Viking name. But what they're doing with this character feels very weird, because I'm not sure if they're building up the big bad guy of the season, or if this is just a random throwaway character. Like, I literally don't know. Because this character came out of nowhere. Suddenly it's super huge, it's super important. By the end of the last episode, my mind was super blown. She's the hybrid, like the Ultimate Warrior or whatever, maybe, I don't know. We're still not sure about that. There's no confirmation on that. Maybe they just want to deceive us. By this episode, it seems like she's mostly on the good side because she realized what truly matters. But we don't know for how long that reminder is gonna be there. So I don't know. Like, I feel like I can trust Ashildr by the end of this episode that is happening in 1640 or whatever. I can't trust Ashildr in like the 2015, which is when this is happening. Like, I feel like I could trust Ashildr at some points in her life and not in others, because I don't know if Ashildr, like, legitimately, like, cares anymore. Like, I don't know if that reminder's still around. I don't know if the well of human kindness has dried out again, you know? I don't know. So I don't know where Ashildr is going. It's like, that is a character that I don't know where. Like, I don't know if she's gonna be on the good side, on the bad side, or in the it doesn't matter side. She might just become a side character that never matters anymore. Because, like, that's the thing. I don't know if that character is ever gonna come back. My bet is on yes. She's going to come back. But, like, it's a weird thing. It's a very weird thing. Because I feel like if they never bring Ashildr back again, nobody would actually care too much. Like, I don't know how to say it, but, like, I feel like with the way this episode ended, you can just never bring Ashildr back again, and it would be fine. We just get to accept that there's always this girl who's always in the background, and she's just always, like, looking and staring and hanging out, but she never interacts with the main plot, and that is okay. And that is okay. I feel like you can just do that, and it would be okay. Do they want to bring her back? My bet is on yes, just because the doctor said in episode 5, she's a hybrid. And that the emphasis on the word hybrid and the two great warrior races or whatever, that makes me think that that's gonna matter. But I'm not sure if it will. Like, that makes me think that Ashildr is gonna matter, and she's gonna come back, and she's gonna be relevant. But I feel like if she never comes back, it could be fine. It could be fine. So I don't know where she goes. This is a really weird character. I don't know if she is gonna come back and be good. I don't know if she's gonna come back and be bad. I don't know if she's gonna come back and be relevant. I don't know if she's gonna be a side character. And I don't know if she's ever gonna come back. So that's a lot of things about this character that I'm not sure where it's fucking going. And that is like, I don't know. I don't know. Enough about Ashildr. That's a lot of Ashildr talk. I'm gonna talk now about Sam, Swift Sam, or whatever the fuck his name was. The solution to this episode was to just make him immortal, and I'm not sure if he's immortal. And the doctor doesn't know if he's immortal either. So it's like, it's very weird, because it's like, they made him immortal, they gave him the thing, but that was kind of like a plot point. That was just like that was just the fix to the problem within the episode. And I'm not sure if that is I'm not sure if Sam is ever gonna come back again. Because it's like, this fucking guy, he feels like the most throwaway character ever. Like, he feels like a relevant character within the episode, and then fuck it. Like, fuck that character. Nobody cares. Like, he doesn't feel like the kind of person who deserves immortality or whatever, you know? Like, we weren't saving a little girl and just to make her immortal, right? Like, that sort of made sense. With this guy, it doesn't feel like he being immortal makes sense. And the Doctor did kind of make up some bullshit reason as to why he wouldn't be immortal. He being like, oh yeah, the energy got drained when with the portal sucking it out or whatever, and the shoulder was like, are you making that up? And he was like, yeah. So I literally don't know what the fuck is gonna happen with that character, or if anything is gonna happen to that character. We might never bring that character ever again, not even into conversation, you know? Like, that character might just live a normal life and fucking die in the 1800s and we wouldn't give a shit. But the fact that there is a possibility that he's also immortal and he's also still around just adds a lot to the table that I don't know. So the same thing from Ashildr kind of applies to this character, because I don't know if this character is alive, dead, exists, is gonna come back, is gonna be something interesting or importance. I don't know if this character is ever gonna even be brought back into conversation. So I don't know what they're gonna do with Sam, and I don't know if they're going to do anything with Sam. So that's this episode is weird because it brought a lot of shit into the table, and I'm not sure if any of it matters. Like, I'm not sure if any of it is just a throwaway shit that doesn't matter anymore. This episode and the previous episode is just like, I'm not sure if it matters. I'm not sure if anything matters. This episode just left me wondering what even is anything. So it's like, wow, that's so fucking weird. It's so weird. I can just keep wondering forever. I'm just gonna shut up because this is just gonna keep going forever. Two more things I want to say is that I do like when Sam was about to get hanged and they brought it back during the conversation at the table, because when he was about to get hanged, he kept making jokes, and I was like, that's weird, but he kept making jokes, and people were laughing, people were cheering, and he was like, yeah, I fucked this woman, or I fucked your wife, whatever, and it was like, yo, that's wild, but it was like, he was so cheerful and lively, he was like, I'm gonna die, but fuck it, I'm just gonna make a show out of this, you know, and that was fantastic. I really, really like that, and like, even at the end, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna die. Who wants to be the last one to give me a kiss? And there were actually women that were like, yeah, me. And it's like, wow, what is happening? And eventually I realized, or I'm not sure if I was supposed to realize, but I did realize that this entire scene is like, is just showing you humanity at its finest, you know? That is what it's showing you. It's showing you humanity at its finest, and I really liked it because I thought that Ashildr would realize that as well, and that would be the point of it. But it did come back in some form eventually. But I was just looking at Ashildr, and she was just like fumbling and trying to get like the amulet or whatever, and she was like super concerned about like doing her bullshit plan. But Sam and the entire crowd, and then the Doctor joined in. Everyone just kept making stupid jokes and bantering. The Doctor doesn't like that, but that's what it was. It was bantering. And everyone just kept saying dumb bullshit. And I just came to the realization that this is just humanity at its finest. This is what it is. And Ashildr is not paying attention to it. She actually is not paying attention to it, and she doesn't care. And eventually it did come back around during the conversation that was like, look at Sam. He was about to die, and he still was having a great time. He was still making a show. He was still making jokes and laughing and just putting on a performance. It was fantastic. It was really great, and everyone was into it. The entire crowd was like, yeah. So it's like, this is what humanity is, and this is what matters, and this is what we should be paying attention to. You know, this is what we need in our lives. It's important not to lose sight of this, you know, of humans just being bullshit humans, because it's fun. It's fun and it matters, and we need to actually realize, like, not realize, but like never forget that this is what matters, right? That's what the Doctor ended up like. That was the teaching from the Doctor was, and like that's when Ashilda realized all of that and was like, yeah. But I do like that they made a fantastic job. They made a fantastic job at showing you what humanity is in this like very small sequence, like this very small scene with this character and like a crowd, and like everyone was very human, and it felt really nice. And I really did like that scene a lot. I think I said it during the reaction. I was like, I like this. The other thing I wanted to say, and it's not really a lot to talk about, but I'm glad that he brought back Jack into conversation. Like, Jack was mentioned, and I was like, yes, I like Jack, I miss Jack. You know, Captain Jack Harkness. And the Doctor said, I once tried to travel with an immortal, and it's like, you didn't really travel with him, you know? You took him to the end of the universe because he grabbed the TARDIS and, like, forced himself into the time vortex. And that's the only reason why you travel with him. You wanted not to. You know? But yes, I do remember Jack a lot. I do like Jack, and I do miss Jack. And people have asked me, like, are you going to react to Torchwood? Are you going to react to Sarah Jane? Are you going to react to Class? And I'm just sitting here like, alright, Torchwood? Maybe. Like, I never watched Torchwood, and I do like Jack a lot, enough for me to be like, you know what, I could go for some Torchwood. Like, it's some weird alien bullshit, and Jack is there, and it's like, yeah, we could do that. Sarah Jane, probably not, because I'm not sure if it's more my tone. I think it's more of a kids show, and low budget, and yeah, I don't think I'm doing Sarah Jane. But Class, I never even heard of Class until like a couple weeks ago, when I was looking as to like the roadmap for Doctor Who Series 9, and I saw that it was like Class simultaneously, and I was like, what the fuck is Class? And apparently there was another show that came alongside Doctor Who Series 9, and it was Class, and I was like, what? So I'm probably not going to do that, but I don't know if I'll do Torchwood, but that one is still on the table, because I miss Jack. But the thing is that I'm going to be super out of sync, because Torchwood happens alongside like Series 2 or 3 of Doctor Who, you know, and it keeps going until like Series 5 or 6, but it's like, yeah, I know, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. But I might get around to watch Torchwood. But it's like I'm just glad they mentioned Jack. I did read, and I think that apparently Jack was going to be in. What was the name of the episode? It was the episode when the Doctor like realized that Brigadier was dead. I think. Was it that episode? Or was it A Good Man Goes to War? Were those the same episode? But yeah, it was the Matt Smith episode when... I think it was the episode when everyone got together in order to save the baby, who ended up being River Song, whatever. That episode, it was a weird two-parter, but I think Jack was supposed to show up there. Maybe he was supposed to show up in like the episode before he goes and gets himself quote unquote killed in Series 6. I don't remember which one, but he was supposed to show up there, Jack. And I think that he didn't show up because he was filming Torchwood Miracle Day. Was it Miracle Day? Whatever. It was some Torchwood shit. I don't know what it was. I've heard Miracle Day, and I think that's like season 4, but I know I actually don't know what it is, but he was filming something Torchwood. I think it was the finale, and he just couldn't make it. He couldn't make it to Doctor Who because of scheduling, and that made me very sad because I would have loved to see Jack back. I would have loved to see Jack back for one episode, and I would still love to see Jack back if he ever comes back. I don't know if he does. I don't think he does. But if he ever does, I would be so happy with it. I would be so happy with Jack being back. But I don't know. For the time being, no Jack. So yes, Sure, I think that's all there is to talk about this episode. The Woman Who Lived. I do like the title a lot. I do like The Woman Who Lived because it's the girl who died and the woman who lived, and that's it. Those are the two. It sounds like a two-parter, so I would say it's a two-parter. It's weird, but I do like it because it's like she died as a girl, and now she has just lived her entire life as just this woman who can't die, and it's like I do like that. You know, she's no little girl no more. She's 800 years old now. She's an old woman. But yes, that's it. We're done. Thank you so much for watching this episode of a Doctor Who reaction. If you want to see more of this, you can subscribe. You can also like and comment the videos. Those are always fun. I do like reading them. You can check out my gaming channel, Twitch, Twitter, whatever. All of them are good. Or my Patreon, since I have that now. So early access and full length, those are a thing. But just thank you so much for checking this video out, and I'll see you next time. Take care.